Hello and welcome, listeners, to podcast number 18, the election. So, as of writing this podcast, it was October 25th, 2019, and the election was a few days prior to this, and I've got some thoughts about the election that I'm going to share to you. First off, the guy, or should I say, the party that I voted for, the Liberals, won. However, now that I've watched some post-election videos, I'm kind of second-guessing the choice I've made, because in the past, people have said the Liberals have not taken as much care for the Albertans as they should. I mean, the government should take more consideration on Alberta's oil by selling it for a higher price, because some Albertans feel like all the work they have doing has not really been worth it all. But since the election, the Prime Minister said he will listen to Albertans more, but with government saying you'll do something is one thing, then actually doing it are very different things. So, that's my first thought of the election. And the next thing I have to say is the experience I had while working at the polls. So, for the amount of work I did, I don't feel like I got paid enough, because I was there from 6:30 a.m. until 9:45 p.m. and I only got paid not enough for the whole thing. Not to mention, I only got 2 15-minute breaks during that whole 15 3/4 hours, which I think is crazy. For those of us working there, we should have got another half an hour or 30-minute break, but that's government stuff, so I don't think I'll work at the election again. On the other hand, it was, I'm trying to flip the page, it was a pretty good gig besides the counting the ballots at the end of the day. It was mostly when someone came up to your table, I was like, "Can I see your ID?" Then I found them on the list, crossed them off, and then the DRO I was working with gave them a ballot, and then they went off the podium. They came back, put their ballot in the box, and that's it. And those are my thoughts of working at the elections. Then the last thing I have to say is kind of confusing, is the people get to make the choice that they want at the election. You see, at the end of it, us, the people, get to decide our leader, which is a great thing because we are more independent. In places like the Middle East or North Korea, it's all one person who says, you do this, you do that, or you do this and you do that. But having the freedom to choose gives the people they feel like they voted will give you the choice for... No. The freedom to choose gives more freedom to the people, because they will give... it will give the people who you voted for choices and, more freedoms later on down the road. I know that didn't make much sense, but let's try just explaining that again. Places where you have the right to choose a leader, I think, is the foundation for a good, free country. Because if you do something good for the leader, then the leader will in turn provide you with something good, like being able to choose your life instead of just, be a fishmonger or something. On election day, a good example of that, on election day when I was working, I can remember this DRL telling a story of when the one year she worked, this foreign lady came in and she says, "I just became a Canadian citizen and this is my first time to vote." And she said, "Doesn't that feel good? Feel good like putting your feet up into the day, because it's more relaxing, and it's not so harsh on you like this, because they get to choose instead of just someone choosing." So yeah, those there are my points on the election that happened not too long ago. And that's it for this podcast. I hope you listen to the next one.